press release from the Central Committee of Grand Moffs has announced that the homeworld of notorious rebel leader Mon Mothma has been subjugated. But mixed amongst this good news, there have been unconfirmed reports of an Imperial splinter group attacking the northern territory of the Empire. These rumors have included mentions of a super star destroyer, but they remain unconfirmed at this time. Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for some more Galactic Empire action in Thrawn's Revenge 3.5. So we are positioned to attack some more of these independent forces planets and Corellian planets within our territory. I don't want to go to Corellia itself right now, because that seems scary. But I guess I will... No, I don't want boundary here yet. I'm not going to do that yet. We're gonna move you back to Kuat.
Construction complete.
And I'm going to get ready for the invasion of Talos and Tralis. I think it makes most sense for us to just go to Talicia. But we get no money for that either. So, like, Corellia, I'm pretty sure they have, like, it's a big garrison and they have a Grand Admiral sitting there. So, I would rather... like, let's do Socoria first. And just to speed things up after all, I'll send our ground forces over there. But what do we have for crew? So we have 33 crew. I'm already building more crew. So I'll be building more crew faster. Let's get our first ISD one. And then I'm going to send you back to Coruscant to queue up something else. So this should be a smaller fleet than we're going to fight at Corellia. Maybe I should have left this. Then we wouldn't be exposed to the Greater Maldrude. But what we could actually do, instead of attacking Corellia afterwards, is go into the other deep core planets. Sorry, I dropped something. I was moving part of Kazoo's crate, and then, like, just little clips that go on the top. I'm not playing with the actual crate itself right now. But let's send in
On my way.
Rogris, Muffin Cupcake Healer, Thrawn's Retirement, Corey's flagship, Bright Snatcher. Alright, I'm gonna position some of these Lancers up front.
Coming around. Right away.
Maneuvering.
And
Moving to sector. Moving.
Right away.
alright. So a lot of ships in. I'm not gonna try to read the names right now,
Standing by.
because it'll be gone too fast. But the Empire Strikes Back is one of them.
Lots of frigate reporting.
Awaiting your command.
So I'll call that one out.
Heavy cruiser standing.
It's the lucky one for today.
All ahead. Course set.
Concentrating.
Alright.
Yes,
And
engaging the enemy.
this, I think,
Ready for command, sir.
isn't going to be able to get through our stuff.
Engaging the enemy. Roger that.
Okay. But I guess I'll talk a little bit about...
Cruiser standing
Oh,
by.
about...
Yes, sir.
I'm Canadian. People are going to make fun of it, no matter how I say it.
Sir. Attacking
I'm going to
target.
talk a little bit about the new
Ready for order.
tiers and traits.
Commander.
So the tiers that characters have for command, like if you look at Rogris here, we have tier 3, and you have like some modifier traits. So he has Ambusher and Creative.
Copy.
So the tiers as they work now in the public, like in 3.4 and before, basically one of the oldest unchanged systems in the mod,
Hitting target.
where characters have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, where tier 1 is actually the best, tier 5 is the lowest. And then they give a bonus to
Mission received.
basic stats
Changing course to
based on that number. So we're changing how those numbers work and how they're assigned. So now there are technically, it's a 12-tier system where
Standing by.
the baseline of how the ranks are or of how the tiers are assigned is based on ranks. This isn't something that's necessarily going to be exposed to the player the same way. It's still just going to show you what tier they're at. But the way we assign those tiers is going to be a bit more consistent. So let's say an admiral is at tier 6. The highest ranking character in a faction is at tier 9. So that's like the highest base rank you can have is tier 9. And then there's modifiers on that. So you can be up to plus 2 or minus 2 from your base tier. So let's say Admiral Thrawn and Akbar, or Grand Admiral Thrawn and Akbar, as the supreme commanders for their factions at the time, they start off at a baseline of tier 9. But because they fulfill certain criteria to raise them, so taking part in victories that are directly attributable to them, that are having people directly talk about in universe how respected they are as tacticians and strategists, that kind of thing will raise them up. If someone is a political appointee or noted as incompetent or loses a battle where people note how where it is directly attributable to them being incompetent, not just losing a battle that happened, any battle has a winner and a loser, but someone who goes in against all the wisdom of everyone else telling them that they're doing something stupid. Like Sevong La in the Yuzon Vong War does this all the time. He loses a lot of battles, he does stupid things, he gets his father killed at Borleus for questionable reasons. Evac 9 happens. Sevong La is not going to be our competency king. Whereas Nash Choka, he loses a lot, or even Sol King La. They both lose, ultimately. They have pretty impressive defeats. But they're impressive defeats that are kind of against their own better judgment. They're doing what they're told to, but they're not really, they already know the flaws in the plans going in, so that kind of thing would actually work in their favor. And what this means is, if you have, say, an admiral that starts off at a base tier of 6, if you have a really good admiral, that person's up to 8. If you have a really bad admiral, that person goes down to 2. So there's actually a 5, inclusively there's a 5-tier swing for any possible rank. Because it's trying to reflect how big their input could be. And this particularly helps us with factions where we might have a character name but not much information on them. So then we at least have a baseline to start with for characters. And there's some room to maneuver certain things. But we've had problems in the past where Trent and Teradok, we'd have people just go in and say I think you should be a tier 1 some days. I think you should be a tier 5, a tier 4. And then it would just change all the time. There wasn't really a basis on which we were making that decision. So just procedurally, it makes things so much easier when we have so many characters. And it gets rid of some of the bias towards factions where we have a lot of information, where the Empire and the New Republic, they're characters that have just so much information known about them, so people are more inclined to give them higher ranks compared to the Hapens, where we don't have much information, so people were more inclined to give them tier 5 all the time. So the Hapens would have, say, Princess Solder as their faction supreme commander, and while Thrawn and Akbar, we did lose Thrawn's retirement. So while Thrawn and Akbar would have a base rank of 9, and then they'd get up to 11, because it's 2 positive points for them, Isolder, not necessarily is known for his strategic acumen. He's probably -1 or something, maybe -2. Then even as a Supreme Commander, it's a good rank for him, but it's still only 8. So it's definitely lower than the noted brilliance of others. So generally this should make things be a bit more consistent for us, be a bit more fair throughout the factions. Not overinflating anyone, but making sure there's a reasonable band within all the factions, and we have a good starting place. So you'll notice that I said Thrawn and Akbar as the best would get up to tier 11 in a 12-tier system.
Ready to go.
So there's other things being done with traits, where there are some characters that are specialists. So Wedge Antilles is a note would be marked as a fighter specialist, and having a specialist trait means you give +1 tier on top of the highest available bonus already present. So if you have Akbar at tier 11, then you have Wedge with Akbar. That means fighters are going to be getting a tier 12 buff. So hopefully that makes sense. It should make things a lot more sensible and interesting in-game, or at least clear.
Affirmative.
There they are. Blast them.
Or consistent, I guess is really the word I'm looking for. These poor little combat protocol droids, or probes. Protocol droids. I was thinking I'd be able to capture... No, I am going to be able to capture this.
After them.
And of course, on top of like the base tiers, we are going to have reworked versions of the traits. So those are the things that add extra modifiers. Where like a reckless person would do extra damage, but take extra damage. So we're reworking those traits as well to fit within it. And everything should just like really. We're trying to smooth out a lot of the rough edges that existed within the system as it was.
Reporting. Target ready. On my way.
Okay, you're going to deploy. And you're going to come back.
Yes, Commander.
I've lost some Swifts because I was too busy yapping.
Commencing attack. Moving. Just give me a
What's going on over here? I don't really have much anti-vehicle on this.
Armor
It
transport.
came to pick up some units and then it just never left. I love the VATs.
Reporting in. Acknowledged.
I really love what this VAT is doing for me right now. I don't think the people inside it really like that. Okay, well, you're not taking off.
Reporting.
We can cover it.
Is this actually helping? Can you
Commencing attack.
get them? Because they're going to be a problem for you.
Destination.
Alright, this is actually my second time playing on this map today. Because I recorded this the same day as the CIS episode, where Sora took, Ustri? Or no, Ifigan, I think is the other one with this map.
Ready. Awaiting.
No, you can go up here. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to share any maps. But we don't live in a perfect world. So there's basically, what, 800 maps, or 800 planets in the mod that are used across, like, Thrawn's Revenge, Fall of the Republic, Revan's Revenge, and all the various Galactic Conquest maps in there. So while the mappers are working over the years to get as many unique maps as we can, maps take quite some time to make. And especially as we've been trying to enforce, like, better design on maps. So there were a lot that got removed as well.
Okay, ready. Yes, sir. Walker moving
We-
to attack.
It's basically impossible to add maps as fast as you add planets, unless you're just focusing on having like one main galactic conquest. That's like the flagship for all mods, and you only work on those, which isn't really how we do TR or FOTR or Thrawn's Revenge. So there's trade-offs to make there. Are you able to actually shoot these things? Alright, I think I'm gonna get these guys back to cover.
Affirmative, sir. Cannons charged.
Because we've got that base taken care of, pretty much. Jedgar is not gonna die, despite initial fears. Alright, we still got some Corsac troops over here. Like, Corellia has a lot of fairly unique units already, so once we're ready for them to be playable, it won't take too long to get them to that point. Alright, get that then. Because they'll have a few phases. There's like this earlier kind of just after the Empire Corellia, but then you also have the progression into the Corellian Confederation. Can you rocket him? No? I think they'll probably retreat soon. We've basically got all their stuff. I think that's missing. There we go. No field bases, no nothing. It's just those. Oh, that's annoying. I think something was also stuck in the ground there.
Attack that target.
Alright, this is the last unit. There we go. Too many losses from too much yapping. But Hapes have taken Lantilles. Ooh, we got our first legitimacy group. We have the Tatooine group saying, Kosh says, all of this started because of a miscommunication about a pair of droids. Let me help you clear things up before the Hutts catch up with me. Is that actually our first, or is that our second? That is our first. I'll get them on Coruscant in a second. Alright, so we're gonna get that one. And Hakasi is open. I want a spy.
Constructing unit. This way.
Get on in there. To spend some money on infrastructure still. What's our upkeep? Our upkeep's okay, but if we get some factories, that'll actually go down too. Is this a heavy factory already? Let's do heavy factories.
Building started.
Yeah, so let's just do heavy factories. And what do we get for this group? It's Taro and Kosh. I would kind of like to add the type of hero to those tooltips.
Building started.
We're also going to start getting Bilbringi up. We have a hypervelocity gun here yet. No, so I'm going to sell that and we're going to get an HV gun. I really want to save up for a compeller. That's 14,000 credits and 150 crew. So I might need another crew academy. We're making +2 on E. Let's get... I'm going to get a Juggernaut. And I'm going to get a crew academy there. There's the probe droid. So let's check out what Hakasi is going to be. Because if we can take Hakasi and Ojam, like, I really want those 4 planets. How are we actually looking for legitimacy right now? Are we in the lead? We are in the lead. And I'm kind of betting that Zinj is going to be our biggest competitor and might help us with either the Hapens or the Greater Maldrude, or the Hapens and Hutts could help us with the Greater Maldrude. But how many do we have over here? We have... These guys can get a mine and a tax agency. I'm not actually going to get a tax agency there. I'm going to get a hypervelocity gun.
Building started.
Because these guys are not going to be able to go very far yet. But are these any of them named? Lancers? No. If we can get to the Sucha, we could have some okay control over here. But I think it makes more sense to just try to hold on to what we've got. I wanted a crew academy on Chandrila. I should probably also get officer academy on Karita. I never usually build that. I'm going to do it this time. How are they going in the south? Ariado Authority is still existing. I think we can collect some more of these ground units.
On my way.
And then we can attack
On my way, sir.
Makasi.
Transmission received. Unit in production.
I just want to keep getting spies in the core. Very Imperial thing to do. Well, other thing I need to do is filter out some of those ground units. So just slowly drain them. And that should be fine. I could probably have put those guys in. Oh, I hear some clinking. I think Kazoo is waking up.
The enemy is
I might have to record this episode in 2 parts. Alright, I have some ground units.
Fallout. Move order.
We have Vader Doctrine, we have Threat Snatcher, and Echo 3. Some new carriers to help us on this.
Roger. Let's go.
Coordinates received.
At least I don't think we had them in the last
Heading out.
attacks. Having more fighters is only a good thing right now.
Your orders, sir.
I'd really like to get to the fighter bay.
Ready for orders.
Alright, bombers go in.
Ready for orders, sir.
These guys go for this one.
Squadron standing by.
Fire!
Roger that.
Okay, don't go so far up.
Frigate here. Copy.
I need them all to be ready for point defense
The
defending.
lasers are our target.
Ready. Awaiting orders.
Those fighters up in there.
Destroyer
Heavy
here.
cruiser standing by.
Ready.
Captain here. Firing
Gun
turbo
them down.
lasers.
Copy.
All right.
Turning up.
Location.
Copied.
Uh,
Attacking target.
we're kind of getting shredded on that.
I copy.
All right, we're losing some Lancers too.
Fire at will. Yes, sir.
Returning to your position.
Yes, Commander.
I'm gonna try to bring them back.
Craft.
I don't think it'll matter. I don't think they're actually gonna
Star destroyer standing by.
get out
What is
very
your order?
effectively.
Right.
But here, let's try to take down these.
Taking fire. Locking on.
I've got them in my sights.
Eliminating target.
They're coming in quick.
I'm on them.
Star
Eliminating
destroyer reporting in.
Locking on.
I definitely need some fleet tenders.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
All right, after this battle, I'm probably going to have to take an intermission,
Receive orders. Target locked.
or
Sir, I...
maybe even during this battle.
Commander. Commencing attack.
Okay, he's not happy, so intermission time. All right, nap time is over, so it is time to or nap time is back on, so it is time to resume the conquest of Hakasi. I'm a little bit afraid of what's going on with all aboard over here, but it seems like if we just keep this
Awaiting your orders.
creep up from some of our other guys,
They're on me.
we should be okay. And we actually made it out with a lot of the Lancers. Not all. I think we probably lost 2 or 3. But the actual Maldrude fleet is now gone. And I think we're just going to go straight over to the fighter bay.
Falling out of formation.
And with you guys, I'm going to try to angle over to where
Your orders.
we'd be going for the Golan first.
They're on me. Roger.
I'm a bit worried about flying past some anti-fighter with all of our fighters and bombers, but that's why I'm sending all of them,
Launch bay.
that hopefully they would
They've got us
Standing
targeted.
by.
end up,
Coordinates received.
at least some of them making it through, which doesn't seem like that's what's happening. I wasn't expecting these 3 to come out. I did not see them earlier.
Reporting in. Firing.
But we should end up with another round of units.
Open fire.
So, hold on, get back here.
Copy. Open fire.
Ready for orders.
Alright, I want
Form up. What is your order?
to keep going around this side.
I copy.
Here's our fighters and bombers.
Fire.
So go over to the fighter bay. It's still the hope, still the dream.
Engine system is down.
Heavy cruiser standing by.
Maybe someday it'll be accomplished.
Destroyer here. Copy. Yes,
All right.
Commander. Enemy
Keep
sighted.
getting in
Returning
there.
fire. I copy. We've got them on scopes.
Go
Ready for
after
your
the
orders.
stragglers.
And where's the Lancers?
Craft.
I want the Lancers to try to get up to a place where they can
Reporting.
I got
Order confirmed.
block some of
Star destroyer
this,
standing by.
some of these munitions.
Ready, sir.
Locking on.
All right, fighters, stay back.
Urgent here.
All right, let's try to move out of there.
reporting.
I need to take out these bombers
Star
before
destroyer reporting in.
they
Yes,
ruin our day.
Will do.
We're mostly through the goal in.
Attack commencing.
Awaiting orders.
All right, you guys should be able to do power to weapons now.
Taking fire.
The strike cruiser power to weapons as well.
Copy.
Well, that's
Cruiser ready.
they're flying straight through anti-fighter,
Awaiting your
so that's not going to work.
On them.
All right, I gotta move you around here.
Awaiting your command.
Reporting.
I got one.
Hit their launch bay. Formation.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Your command,
All
sir.
right, can I get you farther away?
Yes, sir. Target locked.
Okay,
Commence
launch
launch
bays
bay.
under fire.
Destroying the launch bay.
Reporting in.
Fire.
All right, you guys have got to get away from there.
Standing
We got the
by. All this
goal
firepower
in,
deserves a
Roger
target.
that.
I
Heading
got
to
one.
destination.
and
Heavy cruiser standing
I copy. Attack!
I just don't know if we'll have enough for the Valaduja. The angle we're coming in at is going to matter. Okay, we didn't even have enough to get through the
What is your order? Yes, Commander.
fighter bay there.
Initiating attack.
Fire at will.
Ready for your orders.
But
We will.
I guess if we keep going around the side here,
Moving out.
we're going to be in a better position. We should be near the end of these Customs Patrol corvettes, too.
Launching weapons at their
So,
for another attack.
I'm not seeing too many other bombers.
Reporting.
Should try to move you guys out.
I'm here.
Destroyer here.
Where'd he go?
And...
Our lasers have been destroyed. Confirmed.
well, there goes one acclimator.
What are your
Get out of there if you can. Can I get the
primary engine system is down.
Lancers up there? Because I think that's a lot of the assaults doing that damage.
We are ready and waiting.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Copy.
Okay.
Fire.
Standing by.
Okay, let's try to just focus down
Attack.
these.
Orders.
And
Order.
now we can get after
Yes, Commander.
the station. Alright, bombers,
Bombing run.
come in for the fighter bay.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
Ready for your
I need to make sure, like, I really need those to get into a better position.
Reporting in.
Yes, Commander.
And we need their bombers to go away. Alright, power weapons,
Escort carrier
Ready,
standing
sir.
by.
and
Returning fire.
keep going with that.
Ahead. Roger.
I copy. Open fire. Attack that target.
Are we finally getting the fighter bay? I think we will on the next round, but...
Your orders, sir.
Alright, I should stop the Tonfalks, because they are not really contributing much in the actual
Attacking target.
battle.
Carrier standing this way.
And I need to spread out our Lancers so that we can get the most out of the point defense.
Heavy cruiser standing by.
Lock weapons and fire.
Hmm,
Roger.
they are healing,
Star destroyer standing
but we're making it through the shield, so
Attack.
as long as
Yes,
we
sir.
have our
Standing
point
by.
defense
What are
going,
your orders?
Ready
as
for
long as we
order.
don't
Destroyer reporting in. Fire at will.
get too hammered in the next little while,
Cruiser ready.
which that I can't do that right now, I'm at work. It's not an X2 stream.
Heavy cruiser
Are we
standing
nearly
by.
braced? Yeah. Okay. And so I think from there, I'm going to try to take out the turbo lasers. Because we're blocking the missiles pretty well. And I think if we just take out the turbo lasers,
The lasers are our
that'll
target.
be safer for us.
Our target priority.
So
is the
some
lasers.
losses, nothing super big. I'll
Frigate reporting.
get more of those lancers up.
Ready and waiting.
Because at least we're staying where those missiles are
Commander here.
coming from.
About. Lots of
But I also want to make sure we kill these ground units.
Awaiting
So
orders.
I'm actually going to send this Star Destroyer over. Never mind, it has no engines. I'm going to send Rogris over.
As you command.
He has
Perhaps
engines.
I would be more useful to you on the front lines.
Cruiser standing by.
Go for it. So for this nap for Kazoo, he's
Fire for effect.
listening to some city council meetings because that's what I listen to all day while I'm like playing with him and stuff. I have that on in the background. So I'm seeing if he's a bit happier
The lasers
during
are
his naps if those are also playing.
Ready,
I need
sir.
to
Will do.
go with this because he'll settle in pretty well. He's 11 weeks old,
awaiting your
or he'll be 11 weeks old
I copy.
by the time this episode comes out, probably on
Initiate
Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Because we got him Saturday last month, or not Saturday last month. There's multiple Saturdays in a month.
Reporting.
Come on, I need to
Enemy target sighted.
try to get.
Standing
No,
by.
come on,
As you will.
get the turbo lasers. We don't care about ion cannons right now.
For the Empire.
We only care about turbo lasers, and they mostly don't have a firing arc to hit over here. But no, guys,
Commencing attack.
team, please.
Commander.
Ready for orders.
I want you
Roger that.
away.
Yes, Commander.
Form up. The lasers are our
Yeah,
target.
now we get over to that.
Destroying.
Okay, it's actually getting shields back.
Copy. Attacking. Target.
Kind of a low thing to
Commander.
get into a level 5 station with.
Cruiser ready.
But it worked out more or less. But yeah, so he's been pretty good about going for a nap,
Nothing can stop the Empire.
but as soon as he's awake, he'll start to stress out a bit. So I'm
This way.
trying some stuff to see if he's happier having some sounds on in the background.
Enemies in range.
So we lost all aboard Karita, I hardly knew her, an IPV in The Empire Strikes Back. Some small stuff we'll need to replace But for a level 4 or level 5 station with a Dreadnought shipyard, you know, I'll take that. And then there's Taniel there, an Imperial APC. We are building. Oh, we got our group. So this is Kosh with 2 Stormtrooper riflemen, and then 2 Incinerator Trooper squads with Taniel. Who is that? He's the captain, and he's Taniel. Or no, Taro. You're okay. You're Taniel. That joke fell flat. I'm sorry. We'll have. What's our net income per week? Is 12,000. We'd actually be pretty close to being able to afford a compeller once we have the crew. But we are really going to need to work for the crew. That's what we're getting up there for. We got some probe droids coming in, so let's just send these guys in. And by killing a hero, we actually raise our chances of a legitimacy group. So the legitimacy group roll, I forget what the exact numbers are right now, but I think it's like a base value of 5% per roll, because it's a 1 in 20 chance. But with each hero you kill, it goes up by 1, and then when you get the next legitimacy group, it kind of cashes it out.
You need my help? I'll surprise them.
And then you start back at 5%. There's also a starting rate, so there's like a guarantee within, I think, the first 5 that you'll get a legitimacy group. Okay, I'm gonna drop Jedgar there. I think this is the hero. Yeah, Taniel's there. We have the only infantry in this area. Alright. AT-AT, come on in. Come on down. And you guys are going to go over to this one.
Roger that.
Overall, I think like the only major issue I'd have with this map is that the reinforcement points are all so far out of the way of where of like the actual paths to the base. Because like you go kind of out here and then you have to go around and out. And it's the same situation over on this side. But there's not really much to kill here right now. I'm going to send some of you over to that. There we go. And I'll be able to walk through this. I'm just going to make sure that no other no. Okay. I can kind of hear through the monitor the city council meeting sounds. So I just wanted to make sure that was not bleeding through. Jedgar, do you want to just go for the base? Because this seems like it could be a bit of a problem.
Awaiting orders. Target acquired.
All right, I'll send the IDT and these other troopers over to help on this side.
Always ready, sir.
Okay, because we need to support this side a bit more. We'll have the other AT-AT coming down in a second. All right, so you're going to go up to that building.
I copy.
You're going to keep going over here. All right, don't
Reporting.
get trapped there. Bombing run right there.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to take out the other heavy vehicle factory. Because once we destroy those... Come on. Jedgar. 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 There you go. That's got to be one of the more unreliable abilities in the game, the Force Crush.
Yes, Commander.
Someone dying? No one's dying.
Affirmative, sir.
Like, attacking buildings in general seem to have some weird stuff that goes on with ranges, but... Okay, you guys gotta take cover. There we go. We flanked him.
Awaiting orders.
And...
Reporting.
let's start walking towards that.
Yes, Commander.
That Juggernaut, I think, is it.
Ready.
Come on, you could... There you go. There's the range.
The Sith Lord shall rise again.
And then the tax agency?
In the Force.
Ooh, I wouldn't feel safe driving like that.
AT-AT ready. Armored transport
I prefer to stay, like, not angled.
reporting in.
Like, even when I grew up, when I was growing up, we had a fairly large yard. My dad was a mechanic at a golf course. We lived out in the country. So if there were golf carts that they didn't feel like they wanted to use anymore, he'd sometimes be allowed to like take them home, fix them up in our garage, and sell them. So we usually had some golf carts around, and we had like not really a pond, a hole that sometimes filled with water,
Send me to battle.
and the side was angled. So my friends and I would try to like drive close to it and see how close we could get.
The Sith Lord.
But we also had some like berms in the front yard, and those were fun to go over, but it was probably a bad idea. So now I don't want to drive on angles like that. Mowing the lawn with that, it was scary sometimes. We got Taniel though, so we'll be well on our way
Constructing.
to another legitimacy group. I should really start trying to build up another army for
Recruiting soldiers.
some of those, but here.
Building.
I think priority one has to be getting some of these edge planets more heavily defended. Like, Commodore and Jindine are actually pretty good places. So is Dinan. So I think those three I can kind of keep as an edge for us. Kurita I was going to as well, but I'm going to get the Officer Academy here. So with you guys on Obra Sky, like I think Mantilles is... Is Obra Sky actually worth holding on to if we don't plan on going anywhere out there? Like, this could just be a waste of Gelinus' time, so I think I'm gonna try to go over here with them. We need that to be the core of our northern fleet. Alright, so the next attack is going to be against Ojam. I'm going to spy on Ojam, and I also want to spy on camp. Invade Commonor. New Republic. We don't have the hypervelocity gun that I was hoping for there yet. We can...
Understood.
try to move in.
Moving.
See if I get there first. I don't think I will. Well, nothing I can do about that, so let's just leave it.
Star Destroyer reporting
Oh,
in.
that's a Hapen fleet. Ooh, it's a big Hapen fleet. No hypervelocity gun. Well, let's see how they do, because this will be our first test with some of the changed stats on the Battle Dragons and everything. Well, not just Battle Dragons. A lot of the units got some adjustments.
Enemy unit sighted. Ready for action.
I wish I had a hypervelocity gun, because that would make this so much easier.
Action ready.
I think it's still within the realm of possibility if I can
Stepping by.
Bomber squadron reporting.
bomb our way through. Oh. I just got doorbelled. Okay, so apparently he's not that bothered by the doorbell,
PV reporting.
which is interesting.
Receiving.
If I wash a dish, it's the end while he's trying to nap.
Captain here.
He hears and then it's over. But
Attacking.
if someone rings the doorbell, he doesn't care. Interesting.
Dreadnought cruiser
Have to,
ready.
I guess. Oh no, I can kind of hear.
All ahead.
We'll see.
Ready to receive
All right.
orders. Comlink active.
Ooh. I'm gonna see if we can take out a mist.
Target the engines.
'Cause if we come back in, I think the mist carrier is gonna be
Form up.
the biggest
Regroup.
possible. No, let's just go
Nowhere to run.
go for something we can possibly kill.
Fire.
Do they have any chronals? No.
Open fire. Attack that
Falling out of
target.
formation.
Come on.
Waiting orders. Attacking target.
Target.
Alright, IPVs. Let's get you...
Taking cruiser here.
Hey there, bombers.
At your command.
Because this goes both ways.
What are your
Ready
orders?
for command.
Come on.
I got. Commencing attack.
Nearly through.
Go after receiving message.
Space station under attack. Dreadnought cruiser ready.
Alright, IPVs. Keep on with that.
I'm on fire.
And... I
Decoding
think we can take out this flare as well.
ready for action.
Alright, there's a Nova.
Primary
Let's get a Nova.
Heavy cruisers.
Is it a supernova or is it just a regular Nova?
Will. Captain here.
I'm gonna turn on brace.
Attacking.
Yeah, we're maybe gonna get a couple kills out of this. I don't think we're actually gonna win.
Open fire. Receiving message.
Let's try to
Locking on target.
keep doing actionable things.
Standing by.
Like actual actionable kills are better than
Firing
going for big targets.
Ready for action.
Okay, we're actually
Primary target acquired.
we can possibly kill this while the power to weapons is on. Power to weapons is the enemy of survivability.
What are your orders?
So we'll get 2 battle dragons out that way.
Go after that. Locking
We
on
might get
target.
3 battle dragons. 3 battle dragons? Do I hear 3 battle dragons?
Repairing.
Well, they're powers to weapons.
Go after them.
Firing turbo
Decoding
releases.
transfer.
I'm
Will.
not intentionally
Primary target acquired.
healing on this one.
Open fire.
Come on.
Locking on target. Nowhere to run.
I don't know if we'll actually get another battle dragon, but I think we can try to take out this beta. Do they have a fleet tender? I don't see a chronal,
Fire.
but I'm seeing some healing.
We need to break off.
Where are their tenders? Where's this tending coming from?
Ready for action. Primary target.
Come on.
Draw their fire.
Is it some of the Stella tenders? I think we added some
Torpedo launcher is off.
Stella tending.
Ships.
A laser bank is
I don't remember which. Oh well.
Station ready. Coming around.
Lock shield's almost gone.
Okay. We...
Open fire.
I think we got this into
Orbital command available.
winnable territory if we get some help in here quickly. But I
We have been defeated.
gotta give that up now. Like it's not a big loss. We're gonna have to retreat from that though. There it is. Yeah, so it was a Stella tender. Gotta get up that way. Okay, I'm gonna
Tactical battle imminent.
have to send them in. No coronal, so no interdiction.
Look, sir, it's them.
This is just gonna be a retreat. We
Heavy
want
cruiser
them
standing by.
safe for the next engagement.
The Empire has momentarily
Okay.
lost.
Did I actually get the order in? I did not. Oh, they left. That was just a raid. Okay. So I'm gonna station this here, and that's where we're gonna build up some of those extra defenses. But we could actually kill Kosh here for the first time. He'll be back. But that, as a faction leader, that'd actually be an even bigger win for us in the legitimacy game. The Hutts are taking New Republic planets down here. This is actually, I think this is my first time doing a TR campaign with the Hutts active where I wasn't playing as the Hutts. On the channel, at least.
Inbound.
So that's an interesting new dynamic for me, at least. Okay.
Moving out.
Get on in. We got our trio of Star Destroyers, Vader Doctrine, Muffin Cupcake, Barbecue Dorito,
I copy.
and we want as many fighters as we can get.
We'll be there soon.
Engines to full.
There's I could 1v1 an Acclimator, Corey's flagship, Pretzel Knot, Lorth Nita, Shonuff, Baby Dreadnought, Fly Swatter, Black Ops Revenge, and Point Defender. And remember, if you want to still get a unit in for the campaign, we got some SSDs to claim as well. You can do so checking out the link in the description.
Enemy sighted.
Star
Returning
Destroyer
fire.
reporting in.
Returning to your position.
Move out.
Closing on
Okay, I'm gonna just go straight for the
Pursuing enemy forces.
station.
Open fire.
Yes, Commander.
All right, come on in.
Yes, Commander. Engaging the enemy.
Watch your back.
We've got them on scopes.
Captain here.
Ready. Falling out of
Frequency
formation.
Awaiting orders.
I'm here.
So with
Will do.
Kosh dead here now, I think
The target. Initiating attack.
he should be. I think he still has.
Awaiting your orders.
Target
I might be
critical.
just. I didn't read the tooltip in time.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
But either way, I think the Greater Maldrude is gonna be
Engaging the
the
enemy.
most in danger
Yes, sir.
of the other Imperial Warlord factions that I'm not like immediately going after.
Cruisers.
But I think they'll have to deal with the Hutts, the Hapens,
On my way.
and Zinj.
Moving out.
Like normally Zinj was the one that got hit first, but on Cruel especially we've got the
Your order. Understood.
we've already got the Iron Fist flying around, which is being more of a problem for us than anyone else right now. But it is there.
Reporting in. Our target
So I
priority is
think
the
that
laser.
should stop them from
Yes, Commander.
losing too much to the Hapens or Maldrude, but like if
Command, sir.
everyone pushes in from that direction, we can maybe snipe out some heroes for
Waiting
them.
instructions.
It should go away a bit faster. There have been some changes made to how legitimacy works
Right away.
for integrations to make it
Opening fire on the
more
torpedo
likely
launchers.
for the AI to start, like, for AI Imperial factions to integrate each other.
Roger that.
Copy.
Because part of the idea behind legitimacy
I copy.
was supposed to be that as you go through, the Imperial factions would start coalescing, and like as you get more powerful, like we wanted more ways for the enemy to become like more united as well. Because otherwise, if you're fighting a bunch of disparate groups, you get to the point where you are winning the game much earlier. So pushing off the point where you have effectively won the game is one of the Galactic Conquest design goals. That's what most of the
Orders, sir.
galactic mechanics we do are kind of aimed towards, is making sure that the game stays engaging as long as possible, and the point where you have effectively just won and you're not fighting any fleets of any reasonable size is as delayed as possible.
Destroyer standing by.
What is your order?
Yes, Commander.
But there were some of the ways that legitimacy worked which weren't really supporting that the way we wanted it to.
Reporting in.
Yes, Commander. Confirmed.
But now we're working more back towards that initial point, because there was more and more stuff added that like prevented integration, which kind of went against the idea of having it at all. And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, as we knock the Imperial fleets down to, or the other Imperial factions like Greater Maldrude, the red one we're fighting right now, as they're reduced in planets, they will eventually join one of the other Imperial factions, i.e. us. And so we'll get some rewards for that. So we can go into Ojam. But I think that is probably going to do it for today's episode. So hope you're enjoying the series so far, as we're off to a pretty decent start. We're going to spy on camp next time, and maybe even take camp. Because I'd like to go like Camp Abrigado Ray to Fondor. So if we have like Fondor added to that line of planets that's relatively defensible, then I'll be kind of happy with that end. Although leaving it for the New Republic might be nice too. So we'll see how that goes, but thank you so much for watching. Hope you are enjoying the series, and hope to see you next time. Bye everyone.